everybody. I'm down at the deer camp here, and just want to show you. I don't have a new, but I got a newer camper. It's a little bit bigger that I swapped out with my smaller one down here at the deer camp. Getting everything set up for the late black powder season here in Kentucky. I got the other one parked over here in a trail, but we got everything set up, leveled, ready to go. Got the inside all set up. See right here, we got a couch that folds down to a bed. I need to change the battery in my smoke detector. Bed with overhead storage under the bed here. Kitchen area set up. Stove, refrigerator, full bathroom, dinette's area, and this one here's got a oven in it. Boy, that's going to work for my biscuit and gravy now. But plenty of storage, plenty of space. Give us a little extra sitting room and telling them deer hunting stories. So got it ready to go. Next weekend we'll be back down for black powder, late black powder season. Y'all take care now. Well, it's Friday, 9 December 2022, day before the opening of the late muzzleloader season for Kentucky. Down at the deer camp Beech Grove, got the new camper in place, set up. Everything's unloading, fridge is packed and ready to go. Coolers are iced down. Got our sitting area, our fire pits ready to go. It's about 55 degrees out right now. It's supposed to get a little bit cooler tomorrow. Some rain maybe tomorrow. I just came back off the hill, putting the propane and some bottles up in the blind, and had 4 does about halfway down the hill coming back. Was able to get one of them on video. Got a little glimpse and some tails of the other. So you can see from the modern gun season, we left quite a few does down here. Of course, I didn't take them all. I took 2 and my partner took 2. We're each wanting 1 more. But we gotta make a run and get some more ice and grab a beer and sit here and chillax and get ready for the hunt tomorrow. So y'all take care today. We'll see you when we get this fire going. We're down here at the deer camp, and the temperature got up to 59 degrees, and got a couple rods and reels in the camper. Thought I'd come down and try it out. My partner Will here caught him a nice bass off a worm.
Yeah, he's worn out too.
Second cast.
Yeah. Largemouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice little bass.
Hell yeah. Rick, I haven't caught bass before. So I'm not a bass fisherman.
Well, they're out.
But I'm
here.
impressed with that.
They're out here on this lake.
I'm impressed with that. Hell.
So we're down here at Deer Camp Beech Grove, and temperature is 59 degrees, and I decided, well, got a couple rods here, we might as well give it a try down on the pond. And my partner Will, he's done caught a nice bass. I caught a bass, and now we got this nice crappie. Caught it off of a rooster tail. Good crappie. Got another bass here. Nice little bass there. Well, Will and I took advantage of the warm weather this afternoon. It got up to 59 degrees. The sun peeked out a little bit. Had a couple rod and reels down here. So I said, well, let's go up to the pond. We went up to the pond, and his had a plastic worm on it, and I think on the second cast caught a nice bass. We'll show you a picture of it here at the what he got. Then I caught a smaller bass on a rooster tail. Went around to my bluegill spot, ended up catching a nice crappie. And I can't think any time in my life I've ever thrown back a crappie before, unless it was under 9 inches and the limit's 9 or something. But a legal crappie, I don't ever recall releasing back to the water. But we didn't want to mess with a couple fish, and the next thing you know, we ended up with 3 nice bass and a good crappie there. And probably about 30-40 minutes just casting around and fiddling around, so not too bad. Still in the 50s. Supposed to get up in the 50s tomorrow, so hoping for a little bit cooler weather. I don't think it's going to matter for the deer and us, but it'll matter if we happen to get one and hang it. We might have to go on and quarter it up and put it on ice.
I think we forgot the salt.
Oh, we did again. Heck on it. Tell you the truth, I don't think I packed anything until this morning. I got up about 6 and made it down to the barn at 6:30, and I started pulling stuff together, and I was too tired last night. I worked late at work, and anytime I take a day off, it's not like a 4-day week. I still got 5 days of work. I just have to do it in 4.
Oh.
Now you eat pasta like this. You can eat it like this.
I don't eat it very often.
Yeah.
But I can.
Even like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't eat it very often. Same, anything with noodles in it, I try not. Like I had spaghetti the other night, but maybe once a month. Have this once, twice a month, but that's about it. Very seldom do I eat noodles. I would have preferred ham hocks and beans.
Well, anytime the wife and I cook a meal like this, I always cook way too much. But then I take quart Ziploc bags and I'll freeze it. And then that's what I bring down here when I come down here hunting and fishing is just grab that Ziploc bag. And I like to eat a steak or hamburger or something, you know, that you have to eat with a fork. But you've seen how easy this was to fix.
Yep.
Heat it up, eat it up. It can't get much easier than that.
I'm good. Ah.
Fishing and hunting is hard work. Well, it's opening morning. of the Kentucky late black powder season for 2022. I'm headed out to my blind a little bit later than I wanted to be. But then again, the camera here is making it brighter than it actually is too. We got in about 11:30 yesterday and saw a lot of deer activity. Will got some good trail pictures of does and bucks down in his area he's hunting. And then I saw about 4 does on the hill where I'm hunting. We just need that big buck to be trailing them does. I just don't think during the modern gun season the big bucks were pushing does like the small bucks were. So I know there's a couple big bucks in here. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an issue. So we'll see. We'll see how things go this weekend. I've only got this weekend to hunt. I'm off all the way through Monday, but I think things will work out okay. Okay, I'm getting ready to crawl in the blind here. Weizmann's Heil. Now it's 6:35. Done heard a gunshot off in the distance. 39 degrees out. Don't need the propane on this morning. No wind. It's quiet. We had a full moon last night. Ground's still fairly wet. I mean, I could walk up here and it wasn't too bad making noise. But it's going to dry out. I think we're supposed to get rain about 11 o'clock today. 60% chance, and then clear up again Sunday. Maybe a chance of sunshine. Man, it seems like every day I've been hunting, it's always been overcast and kind of dreary, but hey, any day hunting's a good day hunting to me. I've hunted in worse weather, so. Filling up propane bottles for the Mr. Heaters. Done?
Okay.
Well, it's a little after 4. And finally see my first deer of the day. It's just been overcast and damp all day long. Stayed in the high 40s. It rained about 10 o'clock. From 10 to 11. The forecast was saying between 2 and 3. But it's just been damp and not really cold, but just a dreary day. bucks I had on the trail cam. I just want to drop one more doe for the season, and one of these might be it. Shoot, I guess they saw me move. Dang it. Well, so much for that. So much for that. That's what I get for waiting. There's more deer down here on the left. I don't know if it's more of them same two. They just ran down the hill. Well, good morning, everybody. It's day 2 of the Kentucky late black powder. It's about 39 degrees out. The high today is supposed to be 49. Cloudy, no surprise there, until about 3 o'clock, and then we get partly cloudy. A little bit of sun peeks out. No rain forecasted today. It rained yesterday and last night a little bit, but none forecasted for today. We have no wind out. Birds are chirping. It's nice, quiet, peaceful out here. Ended up seeing 6 deer yesterday, none of which I could have got a shot at one doe at least, but I waited for the second. And I had my inner blind down and was just standing behind a screen, and I still think they can see me move or something. I moved from one side of a tree to the other, and as soon as I did, that first doe saw me and they were gone. I think that's the first time I had any deer actually spook out of here. But I saw 4 other does by the cabin when I was headed back down for lunch. And I got a text message, it dinged, and as soon as it did, they bolted off. But other than that, Will hunting down by the ladder stand in a blind down there, he didn't see anything but squirrels all day. It was it was a good day. It was a good day. It was dreary, but we've hunted in weather like that many a time, and deer moved in it. I think the full moon has kind of messed them up a little bit, so we'll see today. Let's see if they're moving. Let's see what we can see today. So here we go, day 2, Weitzman's Heil. Forgot to mention, we had hamburger steaks last night with fried potatoes. I guess I was so hungry I forgot to take a picture of it. But yeah, good meal. Will peeled up some potatoes and onions, and we were going to have some deer steak, but we forgot to thaw it out, and so we ended up with hamburger steaks anyway. Well, it's the end of day 2, black powder, and no deer on the pole. My partner Will, he's hunting down in the blind up behind the ladder stand. Hasn't seen anything move through. And I'm back up on top of the hill where we've hunted before. And I didn't see nothing this morning. Came down for lunch and then went back up about 2 o'clock. I'm going up the hill to the cabin, and I've got 2 does on the right. One where Will had shot one during gun season. I was able to get a scope on one of them, but the problem was they were both standing one behind the other. And the one up front that I could see, I couldn't see the vital area, the shoulder or its head. I could only see from about half its back to his rump back, and directly behind him was the other doe, and she was facing exactly the opposite direction. So it was like I had if I'd have shot the doe in the front, I would have had to shoot in the middle of the doe high and take a chance of shooting the backbone and dropping her, but the bullet would have passed through and hit the other deer, possibly maybe killing it, possibly wounding it. So I didn't take the shot. Well, what I didn't realize was about 20 or 30 yards off on the side of another hill was yet a third doe that finally just alerted. She blew, tail up in the air, and off she took. When she took off, the other 2 took off, and I didn't get a shot. So that was about 2 o'clock, and then about 3:28, well, 3:28 exactly, I had another doe, mature doe, coming up from the west, from my left, from the bottom of the hill coming up, and she just casually walked through the area. Stopped a couple times. My foot hit my water bottle, made a little noise. She kind of looked at the blind, dropped her head, went back to walking. Looked like she might have been eating acorns on the way. But for some reason, every time I put the scope up on her, I couldn't see. I couldn't see through my scope, and I couldn't pick her up good in the woods with it. I don't know if it was because it was overcast. It was, I don't know what it was, but I attribute it to the fact that I had on the wrong pair of glasses. So I wear 2 pair of glasses. I wear a long range pair and I wear a short range pair. And you'll see in some of my videos that if you see me lose the deer as I'm videoing it, and I noticed in part 3.1 where we had the first 4 days of the hunt, I'll be videoing deer, and sometimes my camera just gets totally away from the deer, and I'll have the back of the deer, or you'll see the deer over in the left bottom corner or something like that. That's because I got on my long range glasses and I don't see the monitor on my camera, and therefore I kind of lose it. Well, the same thing happens with my scope. And normally I wear both pair of glasses at the same time. And once I see a deer that I know I'm going to shoot, I'll take the far range off. I got my close range on, and then I can see my scope. I could see the crosshairs, and everything is clear beyond that. Well, that wasn't the case this time, and so I didn't change glasses, and therefore I could never get a good sight on the deer. I didn't want to just shoot at a blur. I didn't want to shoot where I thought its head was or where its shoulder was, and so therefore I didn't take the shot, and she eventually just walked out of the area. So 2 deer I had the opportunity to shoot today. Didn't take a shot at either one. So we're Willard's in there fixing up some deer steak and fried potatoes for supper tonight. I was telling you last night, I guess I was so hungry, we had hamburger steak and fried potatoes. I didn't get to take a picture and show you, but I'll show you some good deer steaks and stuff. Willer's a pretty good cook there. That's one thing we've always been blessed down at the deer camp, no matter who it is. All the guys know how to cook and like to cook. In fact, back in the 80s, when Deer Camp Beech Grove started, we'd almost have to draw straws on who's gonna do the cooking that night. We do eat good. Cholesterol level gets high because everything's in grease. But that's fine with us, and we get it back down later. Go back to eating our oatmeal and whatnot. But well, that's pretty much the hunt for today. And yesterday wasn't a whole lot better. I did see 4 deer down by the cabin, and I think I told you already that they got spooked by a text message coming in. I didn't have my phone turned off or on silent, and I did have one about 4 o'clock in the evening yesterday come through, but I couldn't get a shot off at that one either. No, actually I had them too, and that was on video. You've seen that already. So that was on video there. For some reason I spooked them and they took off before I could get a shot. So deer aren't moving as much as they were a couple weeks ago during the modern gun season. Could be a couple things. Could be they're kind of getting out of the rut, post-rut activity right now, going back to normal activities. And or it could be the fact that we've been dealing with a full moon this week. Don't know what it is, but I tell you, you can't. The weather's great. I mean, it's warm. It's warm in the sense that we're in the mid to low 40s. I think it got up to 49 today, but it's nice to hunt in. But it's not that 30 and below that I think also keep the deer moving and stuff. They like moving around in that weather and stuff. So can't complain about the weather. It's been good for us. Had the opportunity today and wasn't able to take advantage of it. But we got a morning yet to come. And the thing is, we haven't seen anything in the morning. That's what's been really surprising. We're getting out there plenty early and getting set up in the stand, but it's like nothing's moving early morning. So I don't know if they've already went to their beds at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and they're just not moving at between 6 and 9. But there certainly hadn't been anything moved through our area early morning. So we're gonna give it about a 3 or 4 hours in the morning, and then if we don't see anything, go on and pack up, head back to the house, and then we'll work it to where maybe we can get down here next weekend, the weekend after, and get in a Friday, Saturday, Sunday hunt there. Late black powder ends, I think on the 18th, which is next Sunday. So yeah, today's the 11th, so it'll be 7 days. It'll be the 18th it'll end then, and then so we got plenty of time and eating good, having us a beer or two, some Jack Daniels, enjoying the camp part of it. Definitely enjoying that, sitting around the campfire and it's a good hunt. Good morning, everybody. It's day 3, Monday morning of late black powder. It's 34 degrees out. no wind, and clear skies. This is what we've been fighting against, I think, this week is a full moon. It looks like about a 3/4 now, so getting ready to head up to the blind, Weizmann's Howl. Well, this is something we haven't seen very much of wild deer hunting this year. Certainly welcome. Clear skies today, sunshine. I could wake up to this every morning. Here, this is Monday evening, day 3 of the late black powder hunt. As you can see, I'm back at Deer Camp Flaherty, aka down at the barn. Got to go to work in the morning, and so we headed back this afternoon. Had a uneventful morning hunt. I didn't see or hear anything other than the squirrels running around. It was a beautiful morning. We had sunshine for the first time in a long time. Stayed in the high 30s, probably low 40s by the time we headed out. And Will did see a small doe over in his area by the ladder stand. Wasn't quite what he was looking for, but a good hunt overall. Had some good food, some good beer, and finished off a small bottle of Gentleman Jack, and just good times talking about old hunts and stuff like that. So don't know if I'll cut this video off now or what this coming weekend's going to look like. I'm going to try to get back out either Thursday, head back over or down to Deer Camp Beach Grove and hunt all day Friday, Saturday, come back Saturday night, or not sure what the plans are going to be yet for this weekend. Waiting on Kelsey to let me know what we have planned as far as around Christmas time and events and things like that. But we're going to try to get in another hunt. And if we don't, then obviously I'll end this video and get it posted. If we do end up getting in a day or two of hunting, we're gonna give it our best shot and go for it. The wife's got some chicken cordon bleu cooking for supper tonight, with some mashed potatoes, and looking forward to that. Dogs are all taken care of for the evening, and sitting here watching White Rook 85 doing some Pennsylvania 2022 deer hunting. They got a pretty good camp up where they're at, and it's always fun to watch their videos, and reminds me back of our deer camp days when we had 3 or 4 people at the camp, and all the fun we had then, because it's not always about killing deer, but the camaraderie you have with your friends, and in my case it's old Army buddies and stuff, and always a good thing there. So talk to you later. Well, it's Thursday, December 15th. Back down at Deer Camp Beach Grove, doing some late black powder. We last hunted on Monday. I had to go to work on Tuesday and got off at noon today. We made the drive down. put my stuff together, and it's about 3:15 and I'm out in the blind. Figure we get an hour or so in here before dark and see what happens. And then I got all day Friday and Saturday to hunt. And then Saturday night that'll be it for the late black powder season, as I gotta pack up and head back to the house for a family event on Sunday. So full moon is over with. Temperatures are still a little warmer than I'd like to be. It's about 45 degrees out there now and a little bit of a wind. I mean, it's good for not being cold, but I like it cold when it's time to deer hunt. I think deer like it better too. So we'll see what happens here. Bites and Sile. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Friday morning, December 16th. Getting ready for head out on do a little muzzleloader hunting. And what you see here is our supper prep for tonight. Got us a neck roast from the doe during the gun season. And we'll turn that on about 10 or 11 and it'll be ready tonight for supper. Got our beans and carrots and potatoes and onion, a little bit of seasoning, and good to go. Okay, getting ready to throw my coveralls on and head on out. See you at the blind. Well, another beautiful day to be out in the woods. It is a little cooler this morning, but not by much. It's 31 degrees. And no wind at all. Skies are clear. We had about a 3/4 moon last night, so hoping it didn't keep the deer up too late moving around and get some action this morning. This late muzzleloader season's been pretty tough hunting. I mean, we haven't seen a single deer during the morning hunts, and the ones we see in the evening have been real late. There's not a lot of pressure down here where we hunt either, so it's not like if we were hunting a public land or something like that where they're pushing deer a lot. But hey, it's hunting. That's what it's all about. It ain't killing, so let's see what we get today. Well, this is always a welcome sight from down at the deer camp. View from my blind. Well, it's Friday afternoon, about 2:30. I got out here a little after 2, about 30 minutes too late, because as I was walking up to my blind, I was within 10 or 15 feet of the blind, and on the far side, which would be the north window that I'm looking at now, I had 4 deer, 4 does spotted me, and they ran down the hill to the left. So I went on and got inside the blind. I already had the door open. I didn't close it when I left this morning. And I went over, I propped my gun up, and then I went over to close the door, and I looked out the blind here where I'm looking at now, and there was a 5th doe, large mature doe. I grabbed my gun. She starts moving to the left, going down the hill, and she's kind of trotting. She's moving a little bit faster than I want to take a shot, and there's a lot of small limbs and trees and stuff, and I probably could have, but I chose not to take the shot. and she went down. So then I got my door shut. I was texting Will, my partner, who's down at the bottom of the hill. He's hunting out of the hoax set this afternoon, and he acknowledged that as he was going up the ladder stand, one of the deer came down there, saw him, spooked, and came back up, turned and came back up the hill. So we're texting back and forth, and the next thing I know, I got a doe going from left to right, from the bottom of the hill across the top. It's right along the edge of all that brush. And again, just moving too fast for me to take a safe shot with my muzzleloader. And I chose not to shoot. And then about another 15 minutes later, another big doe came, but she was on the other side of the brush, and she was way out there. She was on the other property, and I could see her in the scope, but it was about 150 yards out, and through all these trees in the woods, and I didn't want to risk a shot at that. So I'm hoping that the other does will come back up this way and go about their business, and maybe we'll see some action. Of course, I don't know. I just saw 6 does, so I don't know how much. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7 does in the last 30, 40 minutes. So got my heart beating, pumped up. It's been pretty slow, this muzzleloader, totally different from gun season. But we know there's deer out there. We've seen them on the trail cams, mostly between 2 and 4 in the mornings when they're moving. But hopefully we get something moving. I've seen something every afternoon. I just haven't been able to get the shot I want. So I don't want to risk taking a bad shot and then end up having to track for 2 or 3 hours trying to get a deer. So okay, let's keep our eye out, see what we can see. Well, I can't win for losing. I get out of the blind, zip it up. I walk around it to get to my trail out of here, and there's a daggone doe, and the trail takes off running down the far hill. Frustrating, just not meant to be today. Well, good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, 17 December, 28 degrees out, no wind at all. It's supposed to be mostly clear skies today, a little bit of sunshine. Pretty rough afternoon yesterday. The sum of the afternoon was, I went back up to my blind about 2 o'clock and immediately spooked off 4 deer. They were on the north side of my blind, all within 25, 30 yards of the blind, and they ran down the hill. I had left my blind open, the door open, which I very seldom ever do. So I immediately go in the blind. When I go to zip the door down, I looked out the north side of the window, the left side there, and there was another doe standing there. So I got up, tried to get a bead on her. She just walked down the hill as well, and I didn't get a shot off at her. So I text my buddy Will, told him deer coming down this way. Well, he was getting in the hoax set, and as he was getting in, one of the does came down, and he saw it, but he was on the second step, and wasn't able to get a shot off. And the deer saw him, spooked it, and went back up the hill. And then he seen 3 more, and he said, hey, they're all coming back up the hill. 2 of them dead, one pretty far away, one on the edge of the brush on my side. Couldn't get a shot off there. They're still moving pretty quick. This, by the way, is also our last morning hunt. we're going to wrap it up after the morning and pack up and head back. I got an event Sunday, family event, and so this will be it. Okay, Weitzman style. I got a doe moving over here, but gosh, they're all so far away. They're on that other property. I saw one earlier maybe about an hour ago. Headed down the hill. This one here's, oh wait a minute, hell, I got deer right here. I got deer right here. One, two, three, four. Well, as you can see, that hunt ended successfully. I don't have a GoPro to where I can film and shoot at the same time. So as soon as I saw those deer on the left coming up, it ended up being 5 does, all walking one right behind the other. And I was able to get a shot off at the last one before they went into that brush pile, and was successful with a shot there. So successful 2022 muzzleloader hunt here in Kentucky. That would be the end of our deer seasons for us, as neither one of us really bow hunt. And my partner Will ended up with 3 does, and I ended up with, well, I think he had 2 does and a button buck, and I ended up with 3 does. So got freezers full of meat, and again, made it back in time to head up to visit my daughter up in northern Kentucky. We went to a Christmas lights in the park. It was actually a ballpark. I believe the name of it was Y'all's Ballpark in Florence, Kentucky. And but the bigger part of the event was to meet her boyfriend Jay's parents, and good people up there. Got to meet them, and you'll see a little clip of the lights. The wife and I went up there and met them and had a pretty good time, and always a good time to visit my daughter when I get a chance, or her come down here. So so that wraps up the deer hunting series. I think I ended up with at least 4 parts of hunting and 2 parts of skinning and quartering a deer to cutting and wrapping. If you haven't seen those videos, go back and check them out. It's a good way to save yourself some money, as opposed to taking them to a processor and paying somewhere between $100 and $150 to get a deer cut up nowadays. And it's always good to learn how to do things on your own. You never know when you need to be able to do something like that. Gives you a good appreciation of what your processors go through, and like gardening or anything else, at least you know what you got when you do it. And, it's a good feeling to be able to do things on your own. So thanks very much for watching the video. If you like what you've seen, give me a thumbs up, put a comment in there if you don't care to, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all take care now.